All right, let's get into this. We're going to break down how a truly masterful teacher, a guy named Elias, takes what could be a really dry grammar lesson and turns it into this profound exploration of what it means to be human. Seriously, this isn't just about learning English, it's a case study in how to teach with heart.
So, I want you to picture this. It's day 2 in Elias's class. The vibe is still buzzing from the day before. He starts by checking homework, but it's not what you think. There's no pressure. He just kind of smiles and says, "Today your voice will carry your homework." Right away, he's setting this tone of encouragement, not judgment.
And then, this is what he writes up on the board. Not a grammar rule, not a list of words to memorize, just this question. A deep, kind of provocative question that sets the stage for the entire lesson. All of a sudden you realize, oh, this isn't just about possessives. It's about relationships, it's about identity, it's about connection itself. Now, what's so cool is Elias's approach here. Before he even touches the rules of grammar, he builds a foundation. See, for him, language is about people first. So he starts by linking these new words to things his students already get, things they already care about. And just look at how he does it. He's not just making a list. He writes the words, sure, but he draws these little stick figure sketches next to them. He puts the pronunciation right there and then actually coaches them on how to say it. Soft the, come on, tongue between your teeth, or open your mouth wide for pho. He's making the vocabulary something you can see and feel. It's tangible. And this is the real pivot point. Elias completely reframes what possession even means. It's not just about owning stuff, my book or his car. He brilliantly shows them that the exact same structure applies to relationships. Maria's brother, our teacher. He tells them language shows connection, and that one little shift in perspective, it changes everything.
Okay, so you have this great foundation, but how do you put it into practice? Well, this is where Elias makes the grammar come alive. He doesn't want his students just to know a rule. He wants them to use it, to feel it, to make it part of a real conversation.
So he plays this simple dialogue for listening practice, but his technique is just razor sharp. One of the students, Yara, says, "Elena is mother of Sofia." Now, you can totally understand what she means, but it's not quite natural, right? So Elias gently comes in and says, "Good. Now say, Elena is Sofia's mother." It's this tiny, targeted fix in a totally safe space, and it immediately reinforces what they've been learning all day. And of course, there's always one, right? The class clown. For Elias, it's Carlito. When he's asked why Mateo's family supports his sister, he just shouts this out, and the whole class just cracks up. But Elias doesn't shut him down. He smiles, he gets the joke, and then he turns it into a teachable moment. In toefl, keep to the facts, don't invent. He just manages the room's energy perfectly. This is just brilliant. He pushes them even further by turning the whole thing into a debate. Are we defined by our independence, like Olga argues? Or are we defined by our connections, which is what Patricia believes? And then Samuel, the artist, chimes in and says, well, it's both, isn't it? Elias lets every single viewpoint have its moment. And then he brings it home, saying that strong communication needs both. It needs to express who you are, but also honor your relationships. Later, during a speaking simulation, he doesn't just give them a pat on the back and say, good job. Nope. He gives them a clear, repeatable formula to get better. He tells one student, add a specific image. What kind of work did your father do? He tells another, add emotion. How did that make you feel? He's literally breaking down powerful speaking into simple, actionable steps anyone can follow. And this is where the lesson really goes beyond just grammar. The whole focus shifts from rules and drills to the real emotional heart of language. You start to see the students using the day's lesson not just to pass a test, but to actually share a piece of who they are.
Sophia, who's usually pretty quiet, finds her voice. She uses the grammar of possession, my grandmother, to describe someone who means everything to her. There's this quiet courage in that simple sentence. And you know what? The whole class claps for her because they recognize that this is so much more than just getting the grammar right.
And then David connects the lesson directly to his deepest motivation. Their future is my responsibility. That word, there, it's not just a possessive adjective anymore. It is the entire reason he's sitting in that classroom. And the whole room just goes silent with respect. That's the power of teaching with heart. Elias wraps it all up with this beautiful metaphor. He reminds them, first you learn to introduce yourself. Now you are learning how to introduce the people in your life.
You start with the self and then you move to the circle around the self. This idea just perfectly captures his whole philosophy. Language is about connection, growing from your core and rippling outward.
And this right here is the soul of the Elias method. The ultimate takeaway is this: communicating well isn't just about being grammatically perfect. An examiner, or really anyone listening to you, is looking for clarity, for sure, but they're also listening for heart. When you talk about people with real truth, that's when your English truly comes alive. Which really just leaves us with this one big question. Whether you're a teacher or a student or honestly just anyone trying to communicate better, the lesson here is the same. It's not just about what you say, it's about why you're saying it. So, how do we find the heart in what we teach, in what we learn, and in the way we connect with each other?